to The Heart's Compass, a journey through the landscapes of human emotion. There are moments when life opens, when the weight lifts, the breath deepens, and the world feels generous. In these moments, we enter the emotional landscape of goodness. This cluster is not about perfection or constant positivity. It's about the quiet, powerful emotions that arise when we allow ourselves to feel safe, satisfied, and alive. These are the places we go when life is good, not because everything is easy, but because we choose to notice, to receive, and to savor. Joy is the spark, sudden, radiant, often fleeting. It dances in laughter, in music, in connection. Happiness is steadier, a glow that comes from meaning and alignment. Calm is the soft landing, the nervous system at rest, the absence of urgency. Contentment is the quiet hum of enoughness, the sense that what we have and who we are is sufficient. Gratitude expands the heart, turning attention toward abundance, anchoring us in appreciation. Relief is the exhale after tension, the moment we realize the danger is past, the burden has lifted. Tranquility is deeper still, a stillness, a peace, a sense of being held by the present. And then there's foreboding joy, the instinct to brace, to flinch, to prepare for loss even in the midst of beauty. It's the fear that joy is too good to last. But foreboding joy reminds us of something essential, that vulnerability lives inside every good thing, and that the courage to feel joy is the courage to risk heartbreak. In this cluster video, we explore the emotions that arise when we let ourselves feel good. These are not naive or shallow, they are profound acts of presence. To feel joy is to be open, to feel gratitude is to be awake, to feel calm is to be safe. This cluster invites us to celebrate, to trust, and to remember that being alive is itself a gift worth cherishing. Joy is a sudden, shimmering experience of gladness, often spontaneous, often shared. It's not just happiness, it's a spark, a burst, a moment of emotional light. Joy arises when we feel deeply connected, safe, and free to express ourselves. It's contagious, vulnerable, and worth savoring. Joy is the light that finds you before you know you were in shadow. It arrives unannounced, a burst, a bloom, a breath that lifts. It is the echo of laughter in a room still warm, the skip in your step when no one is watching. Joy is the moment you forget to brace, the space where your heart runs barefoot. It does not ask permission. It does not wait for proof. It simply rises, like sun through leaves, like music without words, like you when you remember you are free. Joy is not a reward, it's a gift. And when we let ourselves feel it, we light up the world. Happiness is a state of well-being and contentment, often associated with feelings of pleasure, satisfaction, and ease. It tends to be more stable and enduring than joy, and is often tied to a sense of meaning, connection, or alignment with one's values and circumstances. Happiness is the quiet hum, the steady rhythm of a life that fits. It's the smile that lingers, the breath that deepens, the moment that feels just right. It lives in the ordinary, a shared meal, a kind word, a morning without rush. Happiness doesn't shout. It settles in, soft and sure, like sunlight through curtains or laughter in the next room. It reminds us that peace is possible, that joy can be gentle, that we are allowed to feel good. Happiness is not loud. It's the quiet presence of a life that feels like home. Calm is a state of inner stillness and clarity, where the mind is steady and the body is at ease. It is not the absence of emotion, but the ability to anchor ourselves in the midst of it. Calm allows us to respond rather than react, to move through life with presence and intention. Calm is the hush after the storm, the breath that settles after the rush. It is the lake at dawn, unbroken and wide, the quiet knowing that we are safe, for now. Calm doesn't shout. It doesn't chase. It waits, soft, steady like a hand resting gently on the heart. It is the space between thoughts, the pause before the answer, the moment when everything feels enough. To find calm is to return to ourselves, not to escape the world, but to meet it with grace. Calm is not the absence of feeling. It's the presence of peace in the middle of it all. Contentment is a state of peaceful satisfaction and ease. It arises when we feel aligned with our values, present in the moment, and free from the pressure to chase more. Unlike joy or excitement, contentment is quiet, steady, and sustaining. Contentment is the exhale, the soft landing after the climb. It is the chair that fits, the silence that soothes, the moment that asks for nothing but your presence. It doesn't sparkle, it glows. It doesn't shout, it hums. Contentment is the space where striving rests, where enough feels like plenty. It is the gentle rhythm of a life well lived, a heart unhurried, a soul at ease. Contentment is the quiet joy of enough, steady, present, and deeply nourishing. Gratitude is the recognition and appreciation of goodness, not just for what we receive, but for what we witness, share, and hold. It's a conscious act of noticing, a pause to honor the beauty, kindness, or grace that surrounds us. Gratitude deepens connection, softens comparison, and expands joy. Gratitude is the hand on your heart when words fall short. It is the breath you take before saying thank you, not out of duty, but awe. It is the quiet nod to the stranger's kindness, the tear that rises when someone sees you and stays. Gratitude is the echo of what's been given, the light that lingers after the gift is gone. It does not count, it honors. It does not measure, it magnifies. Gratitude is the soul's way of saying, I see this, I feel this, I will carry this. Gratitude turns moments into meaning. It's how we honor what matters and let it live on in us. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. Relief is the sudden release of tension or distress when a threat, burden, or uncertainty is lifted. It often follows fear, pain, or prolonged effort, and brings a sense of lightness, safety, and exhale. It reminds us that the worst has passed and we are still standing. Relief is the breath you didn't know you were holding, the weight that slips from your shoulders without a sound. It is the yes after waiting, the it's over after fear, the stillness that follows a storm survived. Relief doesn't shout, it softens. It doesn't race, it rests. It is the body remembering how to unclench, how to trust, how to feel safe again. Relief is the quiet joy of making it through, of knowing you are okay now. Relief is the body's way of saying, you made it. Let yourself rest in that truth. Tranquility is a state of deep peace and stillness, marked by a sense of harmony with oneself and the world. It is more than calm. It is the quiet joy of being fully present, unburdened, and at ease. Tranquility often arises in moments of solitude, nature, or spiritual connection. Tranquility is the hush that holds you, the stillness that speaks without a sound. It is the rippleless lake, the breath that flows without effort, the moment that asks for nothing but your presence. It is not escape, it is arrival, not silence, but resonance. Tranquility is the space between thought and action, between heartbeat and breath, where everything just is. It is the soul's exhale, the body's soft yes, the world in balance for a single sacred beat. Tranquility is not the absence of noise, it's the presence of peace that needs no words. Foreboding joy is the fear that something bad will happen just as we're experiencing something good. It's the instinct to brace for loss in moments of deep happiness, driven by vulnerability and the belief that joy is too fragile to trust. Foreboding joy is the catch in the breath, the shadow behind the light, the whisper that says, "This won't last." It arrives in the middle of laughter, in the softness of a sleeping child, in the quiet after I love you, and it tightens the heart just when it should open. It is the armor we wear against imagined sorrow, the rehearsal for grief that hasn't come. But joy is not safer when we shrink from it. It is not more lasting when we fear its end. To feel joy fully is to risk heartbreak and to trust that we can survive both. Foreboding joy is the fear of loving what we could lose. When life is good, joy reminds us of possibility. Gratitude grounds us in the present, and contentment teaches us to rest in what we have. These emotions are not fleeting luxuries, but practices that shape how we see the world. They invite us to savor, to celebrate, and to carry light into the moments that follow. As this cluster closes, may we remember that goodness is not only found in grand milestones, but in the everyday rhythms that make life worth living.